Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Show. This is Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Littlequist, and we have an action-packed show here for you today. We got earnings season upon us. Big-time earnings moves today with Amazon, Meta, even Apple, all three having earnings today. Yesterday, we had the Fed announcement, and they held interest rates with, I believe it was potential rate cuts coming in the future, and I think it was in March when Jerome Powell, don't quote me on that, but I think it was March, that Jerome Powell said that, things will change, but who knows what will happen with the interest rates. But that being said, we're going to cover some of that here today with the earnings, even the announcement yesterday really dropping the market pretty bigly, what they like to call it, and then today, today the market just came soaring back and almost to, it really still inside of yesterday's close, and the Tuesday or Monday's, yesterday's Wednesday, the previous 2 days inside that range. That was a tough one to say there today. So the stock market is looking good, near all-time highs. Once again, it was at all-time highs on end of last week, early this week. So let's discuss that. Before we do that, we know there is risk in trading and investing. There can and will be losses in your trading and investing. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine. But hopefully you find it entertaining as well. Let's get into our major market update before we get into some of the other stocks. We'll look at our currency. We got a couple of currency plays going. I believe 2 or 3 to be exact, and they are all looking pretty darn good. So we will see what happens with those. Never know. Might have to adjust some stops on there and lock in some profits. So S&P 500, 489.20, currently closed. It is now 6:52 in the PM in Mountain Time Zone. So market is closed. So as I said, today the market opened a little bit higher than what it closed at yesterday, and it surpassed the open of yesterday, but not the close of the previous day. I know that's kind of tough to understand, but if you're looking on a price chart, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, we had a great move to the upside after the big drop on Tuesday. On the big drop on Wednesday. Today is Thursday. So that's your S&P 500, 489.20, and I didn't see the aftermarket outlook, but if we do a show tomorrow morning and we get the pre-market, we will see where things might open up, which we might do in the morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average currently at 385. This one here, back and really getting right to the highs of Wednesday. Big day on with the Dow Jones, and just really everything just keeps chugging away. The Qs, which is NASDAQ. This one also had a pretty good day, up 1.18%, the second gainer on the day. Or actually, the third gainer, IWM, is actually better than that. So QQQ, NASDAQ, 421.88. IWM was a little bit more volatile and more price action today. So there is some potential movement tomorrow again. So with the major markets all up right at 1%, the Dow Jones was just below 1% at 0.98 for the day on IWM. So your markets are looking really good. Still, the IWM is still much lower than all-time highs. This has really been the dog. Still behind about 20%. All right, let's get into other markets as far as other ETFs. A couple notables and honorable mentions. XLP, which is consumer staples, up 2% on the day, $1.49. Looking pretty good with consumer staples today. XLU, which is most likely utilities. Yep, it's utilities, up 1.9. Esports up 1.26. Oil was down 2.6%. Big drop with oil after it's been surging since the middle of December, the 13th. From middle of December, it reached about 14% to the upside. But then again, now we're only up about 8% to the upside from the lows of December. So this one here, not really getting on to a demand zone on a daily chart. I don't see a whole lot of demand on the 4-hour chart. So this could continue to drop here. Then again, we are on a slight uptrend. We surpassed a pivot at $70.98. So, yeah, well, for giggles, let's just look at it on an hourly chart and see if there's any demand on an hourly chart. And we are getting near a sloppy demand on an hourly chart. And the market is slowed down right there. So we'll see what happens with that moving forward. That's your ETFs. Crude oil, the actual crude oil price is $74.29. By the way, USO was $69.07. Gold, current spot price in the futures market, 2,071. I do like to look at the TradingView it's XAU USD. It's a little different. It's 2,054, so we should probably use the futures contract. So 2,071 is what gold is sitting at right now. Silver, 23.24, respectively. So both of them to the upside today and yesterday. Well, yesterday was actually today, but because the market opened up, it resets, and it's currently Friday on the gold market. Thirsty today. So that's your metals. Let's get in our crypto market right quick. Bitcoin, 43,148. Continuing that run to the upside since January 23rd. Up about 12% since the 23rd. And why are my charts linked? I don't want them linked. Unlink. There we go. Delete. There we go. Now we're not linked. Okay. So that is your Bitcoin 43,148. Ethereum, $2,007.50, coming up to the upside just a little bit. My HNT is now back down. We surpassed $8 here a few days ago, and now back down to $7.17. Chugging along in a slight uptrend, but I do see this probably coming down to the 650 area, and I'd like to see a bounce off of that. So 650 is kind of where I'm seeing that hopefully bounce to the upside with HNT. And mobile token and back up a little bit today after a slight drop yesterday, but back up to 0.0072. As you know, we're mining these, so got to have these continue to go to the upside for me to be happy. Okay, the dollar. Currently, the dollar is still in that actually back in that hesitation zone for a bullish bias. So in no man's land with this, but after we did get a close above the 103. 102.50, 103.75. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, 103.25. So we are currently bullish on this. Interesting. Oh yeah, that one is a little off. I got to fix that chart. But yeah, currently at 103.05. Real sideways action here since January 24th. So that will affect our currency positions. That being said, let's look. We got a couple positions going right now. Sure, long the New Zealand dollar. And this one here, stop has moved up to break even. Matter of fact, stop is moved up. Let's modify that to just at above break even. Modify. Okay. So Current price at 61.50. And for those that don't know currencies, it's 0.6150. Looking to take this up to 0.6250. So I do like it. It did get up to 61.75. I do like that spot there. I'm not liking the sideways action this does have. That's why we minimized our risk and locked in a few bucks lunch money on this trade. Dollar Swiss franc currently short, and this is not telling anybody to do this. This is not financial advice. It's just what my fund likes to do. Currently short, and currently now back below the hesitation line, 85.73. So we are going to adjust our stop to just a wee bit of profit, just to show that we feel good about ourselves, and hopefully to take this down to the 8,500 mark. Aussie yen. This is a new trade. This one here, currently with a bullish bias, and not quite far enough to adjust our stop yet. So we're going to keep our stop where it's at the 95 mark, but looking to take that up to 97.50. So that is a couple of currency pairs that are showing a little bit of opportunity. I believe we got our pending orders on a couple, looking at Aussie, New Zealand, short around 109.25, but that's not looking like it's going to get there anytime soon, so that'll probably be canceled, and we'll see what happens here as it's in no man's land around between the 106.75 and the 107.50. Also, the Aussie dollar, same story with this one. Would like to get short at the 66.75 area with stop at 67.50, target at 6,500, but probably not in the next couple days getting back up there. All right, so that's that. NVIDIA up 2.4% for stocks. All right, let's look at our Tesla here. So, not Tesla, Amazon. Where did Amazon go? So Amazon had monster earnings. Just looking at the earnings, they had 0.2, we're basically up 25% on earnings, up 2.4% on revenue. Looking really good. They did have some upside action here today and after the close. Same as Meta. Meta also was up 0.5% 10% on earnings and up 2.5% on revenue. So looking pretty good there. All right. And the other one, what was that third? Oh, Apple. Apple had earnings. Apple's earnings 186 currently. They actually dropped. They had good earnings, but they had dropped after. I wish I had post-market data here, but they had an upside day, but dropped after earnings. So tomorrow morning is going to be a big day. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a show tomorrow morning before the market open to see where these markets are opening up. We got some big moves in these markets, so I want to check those out before the market gets going here, because we're going to see probably some big moves tomorrow in tech. Let's look at the NASDAQ futures contract right now and just see what that is doing. Currently up bigly right now. Already up 1% on the day. So big moves in markets today. Tomorrow we're going to do a market update, a pre-market update, and see what's going on because we have earnings. Let's look at earnings whispers right now and just see EARN, see what we have for earnings tomorrow on the calendar. Tomorrow is Friday. There's 33 before the open. Any major notables? Let's look here. Well, come on. Can we see? I accept your cookies. It's not letting me see the earnings for tomorrow. Today? So it's not showing me earnings for tomorrow, but today, Amazon, Apple, Meta were the three big ones. Let's see if there's any other major notables. Not really that jump out at me. Nothing really that jumps out at me. So those were the three big ones yesterday. I'm surprised why it's not showing me tomorrow's. But let's see if we can get Monday. Well, we got Mondays. Interesting. So Palantir on Monday, Palantir. That's going to be probably a big one tomorrow. And I don't... Nothing else that's a real household that's jumping out at me. So that, my friends, is your market update up to day, crypto and currency market update for the day. And tomorrow we'll do a market update, pre-market routine in the morning, and see where these markets are going if they're going to continue to the upside and close out the week strong. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you. Protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.